Well, hey guys, how are you? We're back. This video we're gonna build this saw back the way I feel it should be built. If you missed the last video, I recommend you check it out, or else you might not know what I'm talking about. And the holes on those older Stihl cylinders are so tiny. I said it in another video, if you don't have that, or, you know, a T-handle that's got that really narrow shank, you're gonna have a lot of trouble getting the screws out of them. And there's a lot of the older cylinders that are that way. Another quick peek of what not to do. Hog out the lowers, friends. Raise that exhaust roof, friends. Let her eat. Let her rev. Make her fast. In some cases you can do that stuff, but in this situation here, we're going to try to get all the grunt we can out of a 41cc saw. It ran okay. And up to standards of what I would want to run today, but pretty sure I built 200 T's that would have ate it alive. That shouldn't happen. It's, you know, a few more cubic centimeters than a little 200 T. Don't get me wrong, 200 T's are a nasty little saw when done up. A nasty little saw in stock form. But what I'm going to do is get this cylinder on here, and that is a Meteor piston. I went over that in the other video, I think. And this thing has been fully rebuilt bottom end. What I remember, maybe OE stuff. It's been a long time. I didn't get all the carbon off of the squish band. This thing does have a dome piston, so I don't know yet for what kind of band work we might do, if any. I don't know. That domed piston kind of makes things just a little bit more difficult. Not in a bad way, but some people make dome pistons on the lathe. They really like them. I don't have a problem. I just feel you can get a better quench or better pop with everything kind of flat across. But there'll be people disagree with that. And holy shit, that's like 60 thou solder and we're not even touching. Okay guys, I went ahead and done the port map on the rest of it. You guys have seen me do this stuff. 68 on the intake, it's quite frequent. It's something you'd commonly see on this series of saws starting out. It's got a pretty low exhaust roof. 105, I'm kind of intrigued by that a little bit. And kind of a late upper transfer opening, again, kind of stamped on that. Of 130 of the earliest opening I could read. Some interesting numbers there, so we're looking at like 50 thou squish, 105, 130, and 68. To make a 42mm mandrel, which means it's going to be 41.9 and some change. This is a old turning mandrel, so it's got a slot cut in the end of it. That's why it sounded kind of rough on the end. How's that for HD video? I guess I could be shooting it in 4K. It takes forever to upload a 4K video. Forever, and I have business speed internet. That's a carbide tip cutter, if anyone asks. And we got a nice fit on that cylinder. Nice snug fit, that's what we were going after. a nice finish on that. Okay guys, so machine work part's done. All I done to the squish band was cleaned it up just so we had a good true surface. When I done that, it really loosened squish up. It was the solder wouldn't even touch. So we're talking, it had over 50 thousandths squish starting out, and now we're at 23 thousandths. So you can do the math on that as to how much we pulled off of the base. I did get a nice, good, clean looking finish on it though. What did that do to our port timing? It moved things around a couple of degrees, couple degrees and a half or so. Exhaust work 23 thousandths squish. The exhaust is like just 107. Honestly, all I'll probably do to that is clean the carbon up, clean the port up, widen it a little bit, and polish the port, and that's going to be it. And hopefully our exhaust is still past the 105 mark once we do that. When you're talking a short stroke like this, it doesn't take a whole lot at all to move things. Uppers, well, it moved them in the wrong direction as well. Moved the exhaust port in the right direction. Intake's like smack dab on 71, which it was a little past 68 before, so yeah, we picked up 2.5 degrees of work. I didn't get too crazy with that exhaust port. That's probably, I don't know, 120 finish or something. I tried to video some of it, but for some reason my GoPro, I don't know, keeps popping up saying the battery's dead, but it's been on charge. I got a pretty good look at the uppers. Intake port didn't do much there. I did pull some timing out of the bottom. I didn't quite what you would say try to flatten it out all the way, but I did pull the sides down some to where it wasn't as much of an oval, if that makes any sense. But it's still not completely squared off, and it's widened at least a little bit, about like the exhaust port. Those new cutters lay a nice finish on about anything I've used them on. But anyway guys, hopefully the next thing you guys see is, well, we'll get the cylinder on, I'll go over the final timing numbers, and I've got to check the carburetor out, and then maybe we can get it fired up. Alright guys, we're getting closer. I've got to pull the stud out of the other cylinder for the top plastic, get that mounted, but didn't get the uppers raised quite as far as I wanted, but they're not that bad either. I just didn't want to make a big gaping port. That can hurt things. It can be more detrimental than having the transfer duration, but where we're at, 23 thou squish, 106, 129, and the intake timing, I didn't drag it out quite as far either, because these things, they don't like a lot of intake timing. They'll pull hard in the cut, but for some reason or another, the idle quality, you lose it, and they can be difficult to start when cold. So we left it at 73 after I'd done what I'd done to the floor. The intake, that's where it fell, so that's just where I left it. So very, very passive numbers. Nice low exhaust roof. Should, once a ring seat to that cylinder, it should make okay compression. Ain't building a racer here, just want a good, enjoyable work saw to run. You know, small firewood saw. It was pulling a 20 through 16 inches of wood before just fine with the shit numbers that was in it. But I checked the carburetor, it seemed okay, so maybe it was having some other issue when I tried to run it the last time. Could have just been 3-year-old fuel, but we're going to get the plastic on it and we'll get back over in the other shop, see if we can get it fired up. Either the clutch cover's laying in my cabinet over there, or I'm going to have to locate one. I've got a couple totes full of parts for these things. I'm going to get into building another one I don't know when the price of parts comes back down, I guess. I've got a lot of saws to build, but shipping on parts from one country to another right now, it just sucks. The price of parts sucks. Things have got to change, or doing this hobby is not what it used to be either, I guess. Okay guys, I'd love to tell you guys I came over here and everything went awesome. Ended up just needing to change a spark plug, but the one I dug around and put in it kind of looks like it came over on the Mayflower with this saw. It's sounding like light years above where it was at, and I'm sure once we get a ring seat and full case compression, it's going to pick up and sound even better. Tempted to see if I can locate a bar and chain to go on it here today, but it seemed richer when it fired there than it was initially when I tuned it, which means the rings could be trying to seed already. And again, that's a 42mm build, 30mm stroke. It's like 41.5 cc's or so. But guys, that saw's lightweight. I think it's got a 325 sprocket on it, but I could put my Samira lightweight 20 on that, which I don't even know if I have a chain for it. It'd be a killer Firewood setup, really. I bet it pulls it without a hiccup. But anyway guys, you guys have a good one.